Hi, this is Sharon Hayes. You can find information about my business training program at earnmoredoingless.com. Today I want to talk to you about a really difficult subject, self-sabotage. I want to share with you the 7 different ways you may be unknowingly sabotaging your own success and what you can do starting today to turn things around. Do you spend a lot of time building your online business, but you aren't seeing the results? If you're working more and more hours, but you're not seeing the outcome that you hoped for, you're not alone. There are a lot of good, smart, hardworking people just like you who are having a tough time. But it doesn't have to be that way. To help me prepare the curriculum for my 8-Minute Profits training program, I've reached out to a lot of entrepreneurs and I asked some pretty deep questions. I wanted to better understand what the differences were between today's internet entrepreneurs who are thriving and those who aren't as successful. I discovered that there's 7 ways that those of you who are struggling self-sabotage. I want you to listen as I go through this list of 7 things and the suggestions I make. See which of these self-sabotaging behaviors are habits that you engage in and learn how you can make the changes. The first way may be that you consume too much and you don't produce enough. We're in an era of information overload. New content is being produced at a faster rate than what can be consumed. Here are some of the ways we consume: blog posts, email newsletters, social media, training programs, conferences, forums, webinars, teleseminars, unproductive research on search engines like Google. The thing to understand here is that income in business comes from providing value to the marketplace. We don't make money by consuming. We make money by producing. In the survey that I did, every person who was struggling admitted to spending several hours a day consuming and typically an hour a day or less producing. Guess what the successful people responded? The exact opposite. Take a serious self-assessment and see how much time you're spending on consuming versus producing. Is it time to put yourself on a consumption diet and focus more on producing? Here's a bonus tip. Give yourself permission to spend a certain amount of time a day consuming. Set a timer and allow yourself to indulge. Then get back to work or whatever else you have going on in life that's more important than consuming. The second way you may be self-sabotaging is that you get distracted by shiny things. Now, the shiny thing syndrome is a second cousin of the overconsumption problem. You hear about a new way to market, a new business model, a new training program, or a new social network, and you just get sucked in. You drop whatever plans you have. You spend all this time investigating this shiny thing. Is it worthwhile for you to pursue? How does it work? How can it work for you? You end up going down this rabbit hole that you think is research. Part of the reason you drop what you planned on doing to pursue a shiny thing is that they often have a false sense of urgency about them. A little voice may be telling you that this could be your opportunity and your ticket out. The reality is this: shiny things rarely result in you taking action, and if you do, it's usually not action that moves your business forward. To find out if the shiny thing syndrome is impacting you in any way, I want you to take a look at what your typical week looks like. Do you have a game plan at the start of the week for what you plan on working on? If so, how much of your time ends up being spent on activities you didn't have on your weekly plan? The third way you may be self-sabotaging is that you're not spending enough time on the right activities. It's so easy to get caught up with busy work, activities that don't directly add to your bottom line, or where the impact is so small it's negligible. You spend hours a day consuming, you spend a couple hours going through email, with most of it being junk. You spend a couple hours a day on social media, then before you know it, your workday should be over, and you haven't managed to get a single productive thing done. Meanwhile, to other people, you look like a hard worker. You might even believe you are. Successful people spend the bulk of their time on high-leverage activities. High-leverage activities are the ones that bring in new business. They're tied into adding value, be it new products and services or improving existing ones, and creating systems. What I want you to do here is take a look at how much time you're spending on high-leverage activities right now, and be real here. Can you increase this? Can you start off each working day by focusing a couple or a few hours on high-leverage activities? If you start to do this, you will see massive changes in your business. The fourth way you may be self-sabotaging is that you don't set personal boundaries. In this always connected world, it's easy to let others control our schedule. Have you let yourself become a victim of this? Here are some questions to ask yourself to help you realize whether personal boundaries is an issue for you or not. Is your ringer turned on your phone all the time? Are you logged into IM or Skype all day? Do you make yourself available on demand to whoever wants time from you? If someone sends you a text, do you drop what you're doing to read it and answer it? I get it. For a lot of you, it may feel almost impossible to set boundaries 24/7. But if you want to maximize your results, if you want to see a difference in your results and your performance, you have to implement boundaries for at least part of every day. This is necessary for you to get focused work done. Some studies have suggested that when we get interrupted at work, it takes us up to 15 minutes to get back into the groove. The fifth way you may be unknowingly self-sabotaging is that you're trying to do too many different things to promote. How many different social media sites are you active on? How many different marketing methods are you using? How many different things are you trying to do to promote your business? Would it surprise you to know that the successful entrepreneurs I surveyed are actually using at most a handful of different marketing methods, while those less successful are using at least a dozen? Here's the thing, it's difficult, if not impossible, for anyone running a business to be able to perfect dozens of different marketing methods. It would take absolutely years to do this. Here's what I want you to do. I challenge you to pick one of the marketing methods you're using right now that you enjoy and that you're seeing at least some results. Focus your efforts on that method. Learn what you can do to maximize response rates, boost conversions, and minimize cash outflows. Once you've done everything you could with that method, then I want you to look at adding on a second marketing method. Rinse and repeat the process. The sixth thing is that your business may not be able to support your goals. One of the entrepreneurs I surveyed sadly shared with me that she's consistently having a shortfall of about $400 per week in profit from her business. As a result, she's finding herself going deeper and deeper into debt. After 6 months of being in business, she's only charging $25 an hour, and she's only working about 20 paid hours a week. For her to make up her weekly deficit, she'd need to bill another 16 hours or more a week. Now, it's not impossible to do that, but very difficult. Another entrepreneur told me that he's 52 and he wants to retire at 60. His problem? He has no savings, and his business isn't producing any extra income at all, allowing him to save. What you may find interesting is that even successful entrepreneurs confided in me that they're facing similar issues. It's not always about financial discrepancies. Sometimes it's about time or freedom. Yes, it's important to have clarity. You need to know what you want in precise terms, but you also need to make sure that your business model and everything related to it, including your role within your business, can help support you in reaching your goals. You can't keep working more hours to make more money. If you want to have more free time, then you need to make changes within your business to allow for that. If you want freedom to do things like travel, then you need to look at re-engineering your business to help you get there. All of this has to be done intentionally. It's not going to happen on its own. So your action step here, if this is an issue for you, is take some time to make sure that your goals are clear. Evaluate your business model and see the changes that need to take place to help you reach your goals. And then I want you to figure out the steps you need to close the gap. The seventh and final reason you may be self-sabotaging is that you spend more time improving your weaknesses than you do on your gifts. This last point is probably the most difficult for a lot of internet entrepreneurs to embrace, but it also may be the most crucial. If you're a solo entrepreneur who is bootstrapping it, you might find yourself trying to do everything yourself to save money. And here's what happened. You end up spending a lot of time learning new things that have no impact on your ability to deliver more value to the marketplace. You'd be better off focusing on improving your gifts so that you can generate more income and then pay professionals to do what you need done within your business. Even if there are things you feel you absolutely must have done to grow your business, there are creative ways to get things done without you personally having to learn how to do everything yourself. You can barter services, offer revenue sharing, do performance-based compensation, or any number of techniques. In my 8-Minute Profits program, I go into great detail about how to get services done for you. The action step I'd like you to do here is to look at how you're spending your time right now. How much time is spent in your core areas of expertise? It should be a significant number of your working hours. Whether that comes down to adding more value to the marketplace, expanding awareness of what you offer, or improving your skills, this is where your focus should be. Look at everything you have on your plate right now and determine what falls outside of the scope of your gifts. Figure out what you can cut without impacting your business and what you can get others to do. Well, that wraps up the 7 different ways you may be self-sabotaging your success. I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that you'll take action on what I've shared with you. Just by making changes in each of these areas, I feel confident that you'll see significant results. If you feel ready to take things to the next level and see massive improvements in your results, I invite you to check out my 8-Minute Profits training program. Give me just 8 minutes a day and I'll help you double your productivity, add a zero to your profits, and start to experience greater freedom and personal fulfillment. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Sharon Hayes with EarnMoreDoingLess.com. Remember to create awesomeness daily.